Hey everybody, welcome back to Tuesday Bingo, where we are working hard to help you connect with your destination better. For today's video, we've surveyed natives, locals, and visitors to try and figure out the top 10 foods for Ocean City, Maryland. Starting off our list, the number 10 spot goes to the cannoli. I was looking forward to learning about this one. Growing up in New Jersey, I've eaten a fair share of cannolis in my day. Cannolis are the Italian pastry that we all know, love, and recognize for their tubular, crunchy fried dough shell and sweet cream-based filling. And sometimes the cannolis are also dipped in some chocolate chips or chopped up pistachios for some extra flavor and crunchiness on both ends. The shells are supposed to be crunchy and only slightly sweet, and they pretty much just taste like fried dough. Exactly what they are. Taste-wise, think of a plain unfrosted donut. And for the filling, think slightly sweet ricotta cheese goodness. Yum. Now, the cannoli are believed to have made their start somewhere in central Italy, sometime between 827 and 1091 AD, and was intended as a celebratory treat before Lent. And some think they might have been a symbol of fertility. I wonder why. Number 9 goes to crab dip. Crab dip is so ingrained in the area that it's sometimes referred to as Maryland crab dip, and it can be composed of things like cream cheese, mayonnaise, sour cream, shredded cheese, Worcestershire sauce, lemon juice, different kinds of spices, Old Bay seasoning, and of course, crab meat. All of these things get mixed together, and then it's topped with some more shredded cheese that will later be melted for some extra gooiness. And what you're left with is a creamy, cheesy dip that's very crab forward and served hot. This dip is most likely going to be accompanied by some tools for scoopage, like vegetables, bread, crackers, or if you're feeling really hardcore, just go in there with your spoon. The number 8 spot goes to ice cream. For those of you that haven't experienced this frozen dairy sweet sensation, you are truly missing out. Ice cream is defined as a soft frozen food that's made with sweetened and flavored milk fat, but things can get a little confusing here. Ice cream can refer to a few different kinds of frozen treats, like sorbet, gelato, custard, frozen yogurt, or really anything that resembles it. One can also enjoy ice cream via different consumption vehicles, like an ice cream cone, a bowl, or if it's hot enough out and it melts too quick, you might have to eat some of it off your hands. No hate. Ice cream is satisfying and creamy with endless flavors. The most popular here are most likely going to be vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry, but one can also find some more exotic flavors, like coconut, pistachio, or rum raisin. That's my favorite. And toppings here are also endless. Sprinkles, cherries, whipped cream, hot fudge, different kinds of candies or cookies are all things that you might be able to add on top of your ice cream. Now, there are a bunch of different places in Ocean City, Maryland to get ice cream. I challenge you to try them all. Number 7 goes to the crab cake. These meatball-looking fish bombs of delicious are made with locally sourced crab meat. It's held together with breadcrumbs, mayo, maybe some mustard, maybe some egg, and some spices. Once all of these things are thoroughly incorporated, the crab mixture is then rolled up into balls and cooked. And typically, you'll find them either fried, baked, or boiled. And these guys should definitely taste like crab. Slightly sweet, meaty, with light fishiness. The crab is the king. You can either find crab cakes placed between 2 rolls as a sandwich, or you can find them on a platter with some coleslaw or french fries, or even accompanied by a salad. But no matter how you find them, they're almost always going to be served with tartar sauce, cocktail sauce, and some lemon. Now, the blue crab is very closely associated with Maryland, and rightfully so. but more on that later. The number 6 spot goes to the sweet, the crunchy, the caramel corn. Caramel corn is a popped corn kernel that's coated with a thin layer of caramel, making it sweeter and slightly crunchier. Now, if you're not familiar with popcorn, let's start there. Popcorn is a corn kernel that has expanded, breaking through the strong outer shell from the presence of heat. There is a tiny bit of water within every seemingly dried kernel of corn. When that water gets heated, it expands as it turns into a gas, and that allows the pericarp of the corn kernel to break and exposes the poof that we all know and recognize. Now, on the other hand, caramel is the product of toasting sugar until it melts and browns. Other ingredients, like butter or cream, should be added to that melted toasted sugar mixture too. And what you're left with is the perfect ingredient to coat your popcorn. It adds sweetness, butteriness, slight bitterness with notes of toasted sugar. Now, popcorn and all of its variations have become synonymous with boardwalk beach nights in most places. But it seems that Ocean City, Maryland has been on this trend since the 1930s, and this is definitely historically appropriate. Popcorn first became accessible to many Americans in the 1890s. However, it really only became popular in 1930 as a direct reflection of the Great Depression. At this point, popcorn was fairly inexpensive and was a very affordable way for families not to starve. So, is it a coincidence that popcorn and caramel corn popped up in the OC right after the Great Depression and popcorn's popularity boom? I don't think so. I think it became popular because people loved it, and boardwalk businesses saw an opportunity to make a buck. The number 5 spot goes to the Italian baked wheel of wonder, the pizza. This leavened crusted pie is topped with cheese and tomato sauce at its most familiar point. However, toppings are endless and the orderer can go hog wild. Common ingredients include pepperoni, sausage, peppers, onions, garlic, olives, but the list really goes on and on and on. Afterthought toppings can also include dried chili flakes, garlic powder, salt, oregano, and they all get sprinkled right on top there. In America, pizza is generally eaten as a hand food. The circular pie gets cut into 8 slices. These slices are picked up, folded into a way that resembles a paper airplane, and then consumed. The crust here is chewy on the inside, crunchy on the outside. The sauce is tangy and the cheese is stringy. Some say there's no such thing as a bad pizza, and most will agree. Now, boardwalks along the East Coast have made pizza a ubiquitous beach bite, and Ocean City is no exception. However, New York City is the birthplace of the American pizza pie. Check out our video where we go over the top 10 foods of New York City to learn more. The number 4 spot goes to the Bloody Mary. At its simplest point, this cocktail is made from just tomato juice and vodka, but things can get crazy here fast. It seems like every breakfast or brunch place with a bar has its own rendition. These cocktails can be flavored with different spices or herbs, hot sauces, Worcestershire, horseradish, lemon, lime, but they can also be enhanced to the point of almost becoming a full meal with things like garlic, slices of bacon, mini slider cheeseburgers, celery, shrimp, or spare ribs. We're talking about an A1 hangover cure that many refuse to drink because it might resemble a cocktail sauce or marinara sauce a little bit too closely. Think savory, potentially spicy tomato flavor that sits in your stomach comfortably after a blurry night of singing Piano Man at your local karaoke bar. Now, there's no direct correlation that I can find that links the popularity of this drink to the history of Ocean City, Maryland. But Ocean City is a beach town, and many visitors of beach towns experience breakfast hungover. If you have any other ideas about its popularity here, please let us know in the comments below. The number 3 spot goes to the Orange Crush. This refreshing, sweet cocktail might just be that boost of vitamin C you are looking for while bar hopping on the boards, sipping discreetly on the beach, or throwing the old pigskin back and forth at your Airbnb. It's a combination of fresh orange juice, orange vodka, triple sec or some sort of orange liqueur, and topped with a lemon lime soda served on ice. Taste-wise, we are definitely talking orange. However, there have been many variations since its creation, like creamsicle, grapefruit, lemon, lime, just to name a few. Now, this cocktail is believed to made its start in Ocean City, Maryland, specifically at the Harborside Bar and Grill. And since its creation in 1995, it's become so closely associated with the city and state. The number 2 spot on our list goes to the blue crab. This crab species can also be referred to as the Atlantic blue crab or the Chesapeake blue crab. And these names are relevant as Ocean City, Maryland gives coastline to the Atlantic Ocean and is pretty darn close to the Chesapeake Bay. These crabs found a home in the Gulf of Mexico, as far west as Louisiana and as northeast as the Jersey Shore. What up, Jersey? Let's go crabbing. Taste-wise, we're talking sweet and salty with a very mild fishy taste. Maybe I'm a little biased since I grew up eating these things, but they are one of the best ways to experience the flavor of the Atlantic Ocean. They are so good. Super flaky and super tender. These guys will be prepared a number of different ways. Some that are already mentioned on this list. The fact that they have been mentioned multiple times on this list suggests mondo importance to the area, its aquatic biomes, and both its maricultural and gastronomic economies. However, if you do want to experience the pure flavors of this bottom dweller, I suggest cooking them whole in their shell and boiled. Maybe add some butter and Old Bay, but cap it there. There's nothing like sitting outside with friends and family, cracking open your own blue crabs. Side note, I'm sure you'll master the whole deshelling process during your first experience, but you will need to learn. And I want to give a big personal shout out to the Marshall family for teaching me this priceless skill set. Thank you guys, love yous. The number 1 spot recommended by natives, locals, and visitors goes to the French fry. And although we try to avoid singling out specific businesses, the results here were unanimous. Thrasher's French fries were the clear winner out of all of the Ocean City, Maryland foods. But let's back up a little bit. These boardwalk staples are deep fried prismatic strips of potato. They're crispy on the outside, soft and pillowy on the inside, a little greasy from the peanut-based frying oil, and salty from their seasoning. And for all of you that might be familiar with the French fry, you might be surprised to hear that ketchup is not endorsed in this establishment. Apple cider vinegar is the only approved condiment. Also, in this case, the Idaho russet potato is the specimen that's being used. One might usually find French fries alongside of a burger, fried fish, or any kind of sandwich for lunch or dinner. But at Thrasher's, that is not the case. They are purists here and only serve their fries straight up as the main event. I love that. Now, Thrasher's made its start on the Ocean City Boardwalk in 1929 and was the first concession that only served one food item. And ever since they've opened, they've mastered the art of the French fry and have become an Ocean City icon. So there you have it, guys, the top 10 foods for Ocean City, Maryland. If you got any value from this video, please consider liking or subscribing to our channel. We would greatly appreciate it. If you agree or disagree with anything on this list, please let us know in the comments below. If you think anything extra should have been on this list, please let us know in the comments below. Or if you know of any places to get these things, please let us know in the comments below. We are all in this together, and I would love to hear what you have to say about Ocean City's foods. I'm sure everybody else watching this video would appreciate your input. And if you are planning a trip to Ocean City, Maryland, I really hope you make the most out of it and really enjoy yourself. But until next time, travel well.